Greetings and salutations. Thank you for lending an ear to The Voice of the Times this Sunday, January 17, 2021. For today's editorial, political season underway. President Rodrigo Duterte came under fire recently for saying why he does not want his daughter, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio, to succeed him in 2022. For some, he sounded biased against women, unsure of their temperament for the rough and tumble of national politics. On the other hand, there are those who heard a father express concern for his daughter, wanting to spare her from his own unpleasant experiences in office. And still, there are others who likely tuned in on the fact that the political season has started. The next election is not until 2022. Usually a year before the polls, aspiring candidates begin to make their move. There is an eager audience for the political theater. Politics, after all, is like a pastime for most Filipinos. That said, the political show is not without relevance and meaning for those more interested in the country's development outlook. The tail end of any president's single term naturally triggers talks of succession, but the buzz about the president's successor could be more about what policies and programs might be continued or scuttled after his term. Regardless of who is at the helm, we believe that the government should continue its ambitious infrastructure development program, the campaign against criminal elements, particularly illegal drug syndicates, and completing the tax reform started. On infrastructure, we have long advocated for a more robust public spending program. The Philippine economy is consumption-led, with private spending accounting for about 70% of gross domestic product, or GDP. More money spent on public infrastructure will not only help balance out the total economy, but will also ensure sustained growth when consumption falters. Also, we hope to see a continued campaign against illegal drugs and syndicated crimes. Many forget that before the 2016 elections, concerns were growing that the Philippines was in danger of becoming a narco state. More than 90% of villages nationwide were infiltrated by illegal drug syndicates. People following this country should note that the popular drug here is shabu, the term in the country for methamphetamine hydrochloride or crystal meth, not the recreational kind now being legalized in the West. Instead of using brute force, we hope that the next government will focus on enhancing the capabilities of public institutions. Law enforcers need to improve their investigative and crime-fighting capabilities. Courts need more resources to process cases faster, and a public education campaign should buttress all this to discourage illicit drug use among the youth. These and other public programs will require funding, hence the need to continue the tax reform initiatives that started with the Tax Reform for Acceleration and Inclusion, or TRAIN law. The old mantra was to improve collection, and we support that. But we hope the government pivots from mere efficiency to broadening the tax base. Clearly, that whole episode about Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio's perceived plans in 2022 is more than just a gender issue. It may have been misconstrued as one by journalists with limited skills or others with a political agenda. Filipinos, probably including the president, have no problem with women occupying leadership positions, either in the public or private sector. The more interesting issue is the political outlook. What happens after President Duterte wraps up his term? What programs will be carried over? The gender of the next president is not as important as the predictability of future policies. Mayor Duterte Carpio herself insists that she will not run for president. Understandably, some political observers remain skeptical. Who can blame them for thinking that she is merely following her father's political playbook? Still, we would rather take her word and move on. Instead of focusing on personalities, we should be thinking about the policies needed to realize our national development goals. If we are to talk about individual candidates at all, having a man or woman as president seems less relevant than the vision a candidate has to offer, as well as his or her integrity and character. Naturally, these bits of information take time to gather and evaluate intelligently. If only for these, starting the political season early may have merit after all. And that's the editorial for Sunday, January 17, 2021. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print. Subscribe to our digital edition or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and listen to The Voice of the Times.